Hi everyone, welcome back for Divisional Round week of the 2012-2013 NFL season. I went 3-1 with my ATS picks last week. All four of the favorites won and covered last week, and all four of the games went under. So we'll see what's going to happen this week. The first game we're going to look at is the Saturday afternoon game as Baltimore goes to Denver, where the Broncos are 9.5-point favorites at home, and that number is 46. This is a revenge game for Baltimore as they lost back in week 15, 34-17. If you remember in that game, on the game's opening possession, Joe Flacco, the quarterback for Baltimore, fumbled the ball just inside the 50-yard line. And then with the score Denver 10 and Baltimore nothing, and Baltimore about to score a touchdown, Flacco threw a 98-yard pick six to completely change the game. Well, I'm not sure if he's going to play that poorly this time, although he does tend to play worse on the road. You know, that was the first game that Jim Caldwell, the new offensive coordinator, took over calling the plays in Baltimore. And the knock was that they would never give Ray Rice the ball enough. Well, he only got the ball 12 times for 38 yards. I expect Ray Rice to touch the ball more often, although Denver has the number 3 running defense. Defensively for Baltimore, if you remember, Terrell Suggs was very limited in that game. He had missed the game before because of a triceps injury. He only had one tackle, and the big nose tackle for Baltimore, Nagata, was banged up as well. He only had one tackle, and Ray Lewis was out that game. Well, those three guys are all healthy, and they should make an impact in this game. It's also going to be very cold, so I expect a low-scoring game here. I believe Denver will win, so take Denver 23 and Baltimore 16, and take Baltimore plus 9.5 and take under 46. The Saturday night game has Green Bay going to San Francisco to take on the Niners, who are 3-point favorites at home, and the number is 45. These two teams met in the very first game of the year. Green Bay was coming off the 15-1 season and had a lot of swagger, and San Francisco came in and beat them. If you remember, Alex Smith was the quarterback in that game, and Alex Smith probably had a big chip on his shoulder, a lot to prove. He was drafted number 1 overall the same year that Aaron Rodgers was drafted, and he hasn't had the same career as Rodgers. Now, Colin Kaepernick is going to get the start for San Francisco over Smith. I think that's a big mistake. This will be Kaepernick's, obviously, his first ever start in the playoffs. And you saw what happened last week, where 5 of the quarterbacks who played last week were making their first start. A couple of them won, but Matt Schaub wasn't a rookie, and he was playing against Andy Dalton, who was only making a second start, and Russell Wilson, a rookie, beat another rookie, RG3. So I think this is a big mistake. They should probably stick with Alex Smith in this game, but oh well. This definitely will be a defensive battle. San Francisco has the number 2 defense in the league. They should be able to hold back, at least for a while, Green Bay's vaunted passing attack. Meanwhile, Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator for Green Bay, will throw everything but the kitchen sink at Colin Kaepernick, and he'll show him things that he's never seen before. Like I said, this should be a close game. I think in the end, inevitably, Kaepernick will make a mistake, as all young quarterbacks tend to do in the playoffs, enabling Green Bay to win this game. It should be a little bit low scoring. I'll say Green Bay 26, San Francisco 13. So take Green Bay plus 3 and take under 45. The 1 o'clock game on Sunday afternoon has Seattle traveling to Atlanta, where the Falcons are 2.5-point favorites at home, and the number is 46. This will be back-to-back road games for Seattle on the road, and they also travel from one corner of the country all the way to the other. This is a 10 o'clock a.m. start Pacific time for Seattle, this as the kickoff is 1 o'clock Eastern time. And you know, Atlanta, of course, is very well rested. This is the second game in a row for the rookie Russell Wilson, who won last week. You're asking him to win back-to-back games on the road as a rookie. But you know what? This is actually not the first time this has happened. This will be the 8th time. And rookie quarterbacks in this situation are actually 4-3 straight up. The times that they won, Sean King did that back for Tampa Bay in 1999. Ben Roethlisberger did it in his rookie season. Joe Flacco did, and so did Mark Sanchez, believe it or not. All four of those quarterbacks had one thing in common. They had a team with a really good defense, and that's what Seattle has. They're the #1 defense in the entire league. The only thing, though, is Atlanta's 7-1 at home. Their only loss came in Week 17, where they really had nothing to play for, and they rested a lot of their starters. The Seahawks were 3-5 on the road, not including last week's playoff win. They were actually losing that game, though, 14-0 before RG3 got hurt, and that's the thing that ultimately tipped the scales for me to take Atlanta, who I think should win a very low-scoring, close game. Take Atlanta to win 20-17. Take Atlanta to cover the -2.5, and take under 46. And the fourth game has Houston going to New England, where the Patriots are 9.5-point favorites at home, and the number is 47.5. The Houston Texans go from playing at home against a rookie quarterback who had the 22nd best offense and 12th out of 12 amongst all the teams that made the playoffs. They go from playing at home against that situation to on the road against Tom Brady and the #1 offense in the league. You know, there's a really funny stat about New England, however. The 6 times that they've been eliminated from the playoffs since they last won the Super Bowl, it's been against a team that they already played that year. And if you remember back in Week 13, they played Houston. They beat them pretty badly, 42-12. We used to always say, you know, before, how when you played New England, you always became a better football team because you learned how to play football. Now, I'm not saying that New England is going to lose here. As a matter of fact, I remember last year they beat Denver with Tim Tebow as the quarterback, and then in the divisional round, just like this week, they smoked Denver again. I think that's what's going to happen here. If they're going to lose to a team that they've already played this year, it'll be next week against Denver again, but that's for next week's video. I think this will actually be a stomping here. I think New England will win this game 40-20. So take New England -9.5 and take the over 47.5. All right, so those are my picks for this week. Good luck to you. A little quick reminder, the Gio Knows nominations video is coming out for the second annual Gio Knows Awards. Look for that in the next couple of days. You'll be able to vote on your favorite videos and your favorite prognosticators in 5 different categories. Look for that to come out in the next 3 or 4 days. All right, for the Gio Knows channel, I am Gio. Let's take the man's money.